I'm late. I'm late. Yeah, I'm wearing a green shirt, so it's gonna look a little transparent here and there. I think we're gonna be okay with that. Reference Wednesday, 300 medieval female costume reference pictures. Cool! Some beautiful clothing, flowy cloth, some really cool up-close portrait shots. And we're gonna make some art today with it. But before that, this video is sponsored by me. I finally released my digital painting course, #medsmap, because I made a map with all the fundamentals that you really need for digital painting. All the fundamentals are there: color theory, painting basic subjects. Whoa, hey, how did he get in there? You know, master studies, stylized study, appealing light, intro to concept art, and some extras for depending on which edition you get. We have a community page where a lot of people are posting their work, doing great jobs on that first assignment, and some of y'all are just already pretty dang good. All right, this dude went rogue. He decided to have some fun with it. Ah yes, the dreaded donut assignment. First Blender, now me. Oh wow, I didn't see that one yet. And occasionally I'll hop in there and give some feedback and answer some questions, but that's not guaranteed as part of the course unless you purchase the legendary version, which is weekly meeting with critiques. Anyway, don't want to talk too much about this. Let's jump into Reference Wednesday. File, new. We'll go 8.5 by 11, 300 dpi. I'm using pure ref to put these images on instead of randomizing because I want to actually just paint these sort of portrait ones, kind of stay on brand for the digital painting course. I'm just going to draw these and then see what happens. All right, what do we got here? New layer. Let's grab our, well, do we want to do a round brush or that? Let's go round brush. Let's see. The first shape I see is that kind of bow, so I'm just going to lay that in as a loose kind of, and from here I'll just have the hands kind of indicated like this and trying to get that relationship and connection accurate between them. Well, somewhat accurate. And we got the clothes kind of all having their folds meet in this area and draping away from it. So that's going to be something I keep in mind as I draw this. Now, I'm not trying to be too accurate as usual. I'm just going to keep it loose and fun and see what happens. All right, we got these two lines here that represent part of the cloth. And we got the turtleneck. It's cool, the face is kind of tilted at a different direction than the upper body. So the upper body is pointing to our right and the head's facing to the left. It's a nice contrast. Okay. Man, building that course took a lot out of me. It was good. It was fun. I had a really good time. It was exciting to do it. And despite the stress, you know, I think when you take on a big project like that, you kind of have this schedule, especially if you have a deadline, and I kind of announced a deadline, so I had to do it. It was weird. After it was launched, the next day came around, I'm like, okay, well, now what do I do? If you've ever done a big project like that, it's kind of what it feels like. So, very proud of it. Probably the biggest project I've ever done and released. And the feedback has been really, really positive, and I appreciate everyone who joined and who is posting their work. It's fun to see it all. I'm really curious to see the progress by the end of the 14 weeks, by the way. Anyway. I'm just going to shade this in a little bit. Probably going to keep these as pretty loose sketches and not get into too much detail and treat them as a warm-up for the day. Get that angle right on the collar there. That's kind of cool. So it seems like I put the hand, well, I drew the head too far to the right because this should be a little bit past the hand here. And it seems to be lining up too closely. So we're going to take that. Oh, we could just take the bottom half. And move it over. Keep it loose, keep it sketchy. You get in there and draw those hands. Really cool, expressive hands, you know. Might I recommend, regarding portraiture and drawing hands, or even character design, try to have a library of interesting hand poses. I think it's something that might be overlooked, because a lot of people do tend to draw the same hand pose, like the good old you know, shape like this and put a fist and some knuckles like that. That's fine. Or the hand with the thumb going out, and then the two middle fingers kind of together like this. That's pretty common too. You know, that's fine. But I think starting to collect a library of stuff like this would be really beneficial to you as a character designer, character artist, illustrator, splash art, whatever you want to do. And this is definitely like something that you might see in terms of the hand pose in a lot of Renaissance type artwork. Definitely drew that too big, I think. Just merge it all down. The overlap is interesting. At first I couldn't tell which finger was over which. And for the other hand, I'm just going to do a simplified version of it because I want to move on to the next sketch. One tip I kind of want to share regarding drawing ideas or concept art or anything really, if you want to kind of discover the best version of something, and it's that I like to suggest to draw multiple things at once, as in have different layers on for different drawings or different files open, so that you're not too attached to one, and that way you can come back to the first one with a fresh eye. That's kind of like a nice life hack for artists. It kind of shortcuts the process, because we've all, you know, looked at our own work, you know, an hour after posting it, and just we see nothing but the mistakes, or nothing, or you just see a lot of things that you'd change, right? So you might as well cheat that system in your brain and skip to it by looking for that earlier. Okay. In areas like this where I don't want to draw too much detail, I'm just going to use a bigger brush and just kind of lay that in. And I just want to start the next one. We'll go with that. Super cool. I'm going to keep this one simple, stylized. So all this information, I'm going to simplify that into just this basic shape. Nice little almond. Almond Alderon. Some people know me as Almond Alderon. Okay, and I just simplified all that into what you see here. So you have that rectangle and this kind of like offshoot of a rectangle with a little ramp there. Obviously it's not accurate, but it's a quick simplification of what I'm seeing here. So we have another big rectangle, and another one of those, slightly angled upward. I think if you take the time and slow down to look for those shapes early on in your studies, you'll be able to do shorthand stuff like that over and over later on, much more quickly. Do it slowly so that you can do it quickly. Okay, just gonna get the sort of hexagon shape there. I know it's not an equal-sided hexagon, but I know it feels like it was, and then it was stretched upward so that these two sides are longer. It helps to kind of find shapes like that. I was squinting my eyes, and I can see that the lips kind of make a upside down bow shape, which is a nice shape design contrast against this. So it's like the two C curves that are fitting within each other in terms of opposite directions. We talk a lot about shape design, C curves, S curves, flow, rhythm, balance, harmony in the painting course, in the shape design portion. Which, by the way, I do have assignments for every lesson, and what I've been doing in the past couple of days is adding additional lessons for those who want to do hard mode or epic mode. And there's some people who are speed running it and trying to do all the lessons and assignments quicker, which you can do that, that's fine, but you learn more when you really actually spend a week mastering every assignment. Because even if you do it quickly, you'll get it done, and that's cool, that's fun, but I think you should always go back and do it slowly. Also, there was a problem with the my Photoshop brushes not opening up in Procreate. Apparently, if Photoshop brushes are nested like this in these groups and you export it, Procreate won't open it. So you have to kind of take all the brushes out and then export it as one big folder. And so I fixed that, and in the resources part of the course you can find that corrected brush pack. Oh, also, I'll be doing a review soon on this. It's a tour box. I normally use this, which is called the Designer Deluxe, which is how I make the brush size change so quickly because of the wheel. But I'll be doing that. I'm shooting for Saturday for a review on the tour box and see if it's any better. It's a sponsored review. Well, the review itself isn't sponsored. They gave me the product, so in a way it is. But they're not, it's not like a paid video. I don't know the difference. Who cares? Yeah. All right. I think the last one's too close to the first one. The only main difference is the hands, so I'm going to find a different one. Let's go with this. Okay, so I see the head when I'm squinting my eyes as a rectangle with a triangle, a very subtle triangle coming to the left of it, or at least for the face. So basically what I mean is it's like a rectangle, very easy to draw. You can all draw that, it's super easy. And then a slight rectangle that's attached to it, right? And once you have that shape, you can start subdividing it. You kind of look for these shapes. And it might require some adjusting, that's fine. So in this case, we do have that bow shape right here, but the center line is there. So I'm going to make sure this part of the bow of the C curve is shorter and in perspective there. And we're going to try a bit of a value thing. So we're going to lay in about a 50% gray in the background. I'm going to layer beneath it. I'm going to grab some white. I'm just going to paint in some highlights just for fun. Anyway, if you want more in-depth lessons on how to do stuff like this and more, check out the link below for my course. And I got work to do, so I will see you guys on Saturday. Hopefully. Wish me luck. Bye!